Rick, Chuhui, Pick, Modifius Entertainment. Sufwi, Klingon, Pu.
Welcome to the Paint Slinger Studios. I finally got the Universal Translator working, so even though it looks like I'm speaking English, I'm in fact talking in Klingon. Very cool, isn't it? So today, we're going to take a look at Modifius Entertainment's 32 millimeter. Oh, there we go. Let's go that way. Klingon Warriors for the Star Trek Adventure RPG. Well, as you can see, I've fully embraced the warrior culture, and I kind of like it. So what I've done is I've actually, since the Klingons seem to have a more gray outfit, I've gone ahead and I've, we'll worry about that later. I'm going to put together, I'll get rid of these, probably help in putting together things. A little difficult to get on and off, but hey, that's okay. Alright, turn that inside out. We'll get rid of these. One gauntlet off, two gauntlet off. Oh, so much better and easier to build and paint stuff now. So what we've done, or what I've done, is I've started, earlier on I said I started. So what I've started to do is I've actually started to clip some of the pieces off the trees here to get ready to put together. These guys are actually resin. They're not plastic, so what you're going to need to put them together is you're going to need super glue to put them together. Now, there are things that I am looking for that I have not seen to be able to find. Well, that's okay. Here they are. I found them. It's all good. And also, the great thing about these things too is that they actually have pegs on the bottom of the feet. So when you put them into place, there's only one place they can go. I mean, I guess you could clip them off their pegs and then you can put them in however you want. But why? They already look good sitting on the pegs where they're supposed to be. So what we're going to do is we clip them off. We're just going to clean it up a little bit. And let's take care of some of those mold lines. Because who wants mold lines when they're building, excuse me, when they're building their miniatures? I know sometimes they're unsightly, other times you can't really tell. What you can do with some of these guys is you can actually use a toothbrush, just like I'm using. See, toothbrush, just like that. And it'll actually help take the flash and the extra bits off. If it doesn't, well, then you'll have to go in and do a little bit of scraping with the back end of a X-Acto knife, or if you have a proper tool for mold lines, you can use that too. I know that Games Workshops offer one. I'm sure there's other companies out there that offer one as well. Okay, so it looks like we have a little bit of flash left here. So all I'm going to do is just give it a quick scrape. It'll come off nice and easy. Just like that. I mean, you don't want to take off too much, because then you're going to start digging it right into the miniature, and well, we don't want that either. And we're going to tidy up the base a little bit. Let's get rid of some of that flash. There we go. Now on the base, it's not as important, but I mean, you can make it look as good or as good or as fast as you want to. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to learn how to do miniatures fast but good. Fast but good. So there's a lot of different ways that we can do that. Some of them is the new contrast paint. Some of them is priming in the color that the majority of the miniature is going to need. So what I'm taking here is I am taking mercury adhesives. This is super glue that I use. It's a medium. So it's a little bit thicker than water, but it's pretty much what I need to make sure that he's all stuck down to his base. I know I put it down. Yeah, well, whatever. I'll find it later. Oh, I put it up there. Out of the way. Now we just find the holes and stick them down. But if we find that the pegs are still a little bit longer, just take your trusty side cutter, boop, boop, cut off a little bit more. And then hopefully he'll sit nice and flat. There you go. There you go. He's beginning to come together. Now, of course, he's missing an arm. And, well, we don't want that. The arm that he comes with has a cool little disruptor pistol on it. Let's take a look at the box and see how they've positioned the arm. Where did I put that box? Here we go. I got stuff stashed all over the place. Alright, so according to the box, he's got the arm down. So, we will put it down. Easy peasy. And again, make sure that you clean off the joint. Make sure that the peg is clear. It's so hard to tell where all my tools are, because I have things helter-skelter all over the place. Also doesn't help that I'm blind right now. I can't see what I'm doing. I'll pick some of that off. Oh, where did I put my X-Acto knife? Do you guys know where I put it? Thanks, guys. I knew you'd help me out. And what we're going to do is we're just going to clean around that peg. Make sure that everything is okay. Do a dry run. Always dry fit your miniatures. Make sure that everything is up to snuff and the way you want it to sit. Looks good to me. Next step, glue. Just a dab will do you. Don't have to put too much on there. Put the arm on. Crazy glue, super glue, whatever. It's not going to give you a ton of time to position it. So make sure that it is how you want it. Again, that's kind of what the dry fitting is for. So I didn't put it quite as far down as they showed on the box, but it's kind of there. All right. Well, and now, just like any old good cooking show, we're going to take this guy and we're going to switch it out with one of the other fine miniatures that I've already done. And since Klingons mostly have a gray uniform, or a grayish with a slight green tinge, I've actually gone ahead and I have primed most of the other Klingon warriors that I have painted a nice gray color. I'll just have to do that for today. Well, hopefully you can kind of see that's how bit of a difference. Of course, I can't tell if it's in focus. Again, I don't have my usual glasses on, so I'm blind as heck. So I'm going to trust it that it was in fact focus, because I can't tell. So boom, there we go. Klingon warrior ready to go. Nice and easy. What we're going to do first is we're actually going to give her a wash of Nuln oil. Again, I can't tell if it's in focus. Probably not. There we go. Nuln oil. And what that's going to do is it's going to darken down the gray a little bit. Also, it's going to fill in the crevices for the leather, which is what the Klingon armor is actually made out of. And it's going to give us that dark striping that you can kind of see here on my uniform. Now, my uniform is not a standard uniform. I've altered it to fit my style. And that's okay. Because there was a warrior on Star Trek Deep Space Nine who actually wore his uniform like you see it here, like sleeveless, and didn't have the gauntlets on, or actually didn't have gauntlets either, but he didn't have the yoke on it. He wore it pretty much just as you see it here, sleeveless. It was great, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's the uniform for me right there. That's what I want. It's nice, it's easy, it'll be fun to wear in the summertime when it's super hot outside and we're, doing conventions. It'll be just what I'm looking for. And my uniform is also not made out of leather. It's made out of almost like a velvet material. It's also a lot cooler and a lot nicer for the convention season. Now, I have been doing the Klingon thing for approximately 25 years or so. And I'll tell you, I've loved every minute of it. If you find something that you're passionate about, if you find something that just really gets your heart racing, something that just makes you feel fantastic, and it also helps out, the community, which is what my club is. We are a not-for-profit organization, but that's not what we're here about. What we're here about is we're here about miniatures. We're here about miniatures, and miniatures are awesome. So basically what I'm doing is I'm putting the black wash in, and it gives the fabric that chance. Pardon me, guys. Itchy on the inside of the nose because of the makeup. But it gives that chance for the. I must have done another warrior too. But instead of having to paint in between all the different layers and try to be nice with the deep black lining, just some black wash does it up nice and easy, nice and fine, makes it look good. Something tells me that with the fact that I made it, that I made the warriors gray already, it's gonna cut down on a lot of time. And that is more than okay, because remember, we're trying to make them look good and paint them fast. Because you want to get them out on the tabletop. You want to get them out and play with them and show all your friends and all your buddies how cool it is, that you support the Klingon Empire, which is a fantastic empire to support, by the way. Just saying. You got the ROMs, you got the feds, you got, whatever. But who cares? Well, surprise, did another one. Of course, you can move around the shade, so it's not necessarily all in one spot. Keep it moving, keep it moving. And trust me, they'll look good. And they're all, interesting. And they're all put together, primed up, painted up. You can have yourself a set of fierce Klingon warriors. Now what I'm actually going to possibly do with mine is actually change it up a little bit. There's a Klingon game called Klinza. Some of you may know it, some of you may don't. And those of you who don't, it's basically the Klingon version of chess. It's very cool. I've built a couple of Klinza boards throughout my life. I've taught people how to play Klinza. And what I'm thinking is, now that I have these wonderful Klingon miniatures from Modifius Entertainment, I might just go ahead and remake again my my Klingon board using actual Klingons, because I was never able to find enough or decent Klingon pieces to do the board. Now, thanks to, again, to Modifius Entertainment, that is now a reality. I can actually go ahead and do that, which is very cool. I'm very, very excited. Well, let's go back and check on Our Lady, shall we? Well, we've done that for now. All right, she's on the handle. You can kind of see how the black has settled nicely into the strips, giving you that extra bit of depth, and also giving you the black line that's in between the strips of leather. So I'm actually really liking that. There's not too many colors to these warriors. They're fairly easy and fairly simple. I mean, just like with anything else, you can go above and beyond. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take black. We're going to take Abaddon black. And our medium layer brush. Put some on the palette, which you may or may not be able to see me doing. No, you can't, because the little box, that one right there. I wonder if I can. That one right there is in the way of being able to see what I'm doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the fur sleeves and the gauntlets black, because that's just the Klingon way. Now, I have been to several conventions and I have met several different actors and so on and so forth that have had the opportunity to play Klingons on Star Trek, and some of the stories that they have told are absolutely funny and amazing. So if you ever get a chance to go and listen to, even if you don't like Star Trek, if you get a chance to go to a convention and actually listen to some of the actors from your favorite TV shows, the stories that they tell will be absolutely incredible. Funny, maybe even heartwarming to some. Who knows? It's a little watered down, but it's not bad. Okay. Klingons come together really fast. Or at least the miniatures do. What do we got here? Again, it's difficult to tell, so I'll be squinting at my computer. It's okay. We got a little bit of time left before we have to say goodbye for this week, and then when we come back, we'll continue working on this lovely Klingon lady. One of the things that I'm actually doing is I'm actually leaving her gloves. Klingons are notorious for having like a half glove on, but I'm leaving those so that I can actually work on the skin first, and then basically cover it up with the black. All right, folks. You can kind of see the start of how Klingon Warrior is coming together. So far, we have her gauntlets done and her fur done. We've done the stripes on the fur, or the stripes on the leather tunic. That's fine and fantastic. Okay. Make sure that anytime you're not using your paints, or as soon as you're done with your paints, cap them. 1, you won't spill them everywhere. 2, they're going to last a lot longer. So, until then, paint safe, everyone. Kapla! Which means success.